Hi. So, hello everybody. We are having a very special guest with us today, and her name is Maya Mohan. The reason she's on our podcast today is because we saw her recent venture flashing up on Instagram stories, and there's a big website. It's called Kalchatti. But before we dive in, we would like to just begin with Maya's introduction. Just can you please introduce yourself to our audience?
Yeah. Hello.
Listeners.
Hi. I'm Maya from Kerala, and I'm an architect. Professionally, I'm an architect, and yeah, I'm pretty much sure like everyone's like expecting like architecture to something called culture tea how and like yeah, it just happened. It just happened. Uh, like what happened was I've been practicing in Bahrain for some time, and right now I'm in India. I'm in Kerala, so I'm planning to set up my firm as well as take culture tea more seriously and delve into it more now. With my like it's not just me alone. Like I have my husband and my brother, who's my cousin brother, who are like partners with me, and they're the ones helping me out with this venture. And at the same time, for my architecture firm, also I have two support systems, two friends of mine who are also helping me out with the architecture firm. So I'm keeping my legs in two boats, and for some reason it's traveling safe so far. So hopefully we go the same too. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's
So,
that's about.
when you did, did you plan to start something like this when you were in Spain doing masters?
No, no, none whatsoever. Like it happened almost half a year or a year after I got married. Like that would be 2018, 2019 mid, something like that. What happened was me and my cousin, like my mom, she cooks really, really well. She's known for her cooking skills, and like I've got like 25% of whatever she's got. That's which is like nothing. She's good at everything. You name it, she'll even try it out, and it might even come out better than the original. It's like that. So like she and her sisters and this cousin of mine, his mom, they're all really good in all these pickles and stuff. Like specifically kalimakai, like mussels, the achar with that, mango, then lemon, then what else? Like you name it, she can pickle it. It's like that. It's like that. So like kalimakai, that was something very rare, and you don't get it frequently. It's seasonal. So it's very special for all of us. Like if it's there, we find it on the roadside, we just bargain and get like 2-3 kgs because one is not enough for the family. It's like it gets put in curry. Like you make curry out of it, you make pickle out of it. You need to fry it. So different
Okay.
varieties. So we were just having these achars and all that stuff, and my cousin was saying that there are people who would kill to get a taste of this, that because it's not available for a lot of people. So
Correct. Yeah.
we just started talking about it. Why not? Like, why don't we supply to them? Like, why don't we get things to them? Because not just pickles, but basically we started off with thinking, keeping in mind all these traditional food, which is not very much available. Like if you see in the jackfruit season, people make this chakka variety,
Yes. Yes.
jackfruit jam sort of a thing. Like you
Yeah.
store it and it stays for a long time without any preservatives of any sort. So we were like, why not that? Why is no one trying that out? Then in the rainy season, Karkada Marin is there,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
how I happen to know more about is because my neighbor, her daughter gave birth to a child recently, like around 5-6 months back, and like they don't have a courtyard in their house, so
Mm-hmm.
they use ours. So one day she was just spreading a cloth, and she had different kinds of all these ingredients, like all these herbs and seeds. And I was like, what do you make with this? Like she's like, this is what goes into marinade. And I didn't believe it because for me, whenever
Okay.
I say karkadak marinade, it's just a lump of black stuff. And
Yeah.
I'm like, that's it. I'm like, I didn't even know what goes into it. But she's like, no, all these ingredients are there. And for the people who have cholesterol, there's a version of it which is like powdered without adding oil, for so that the people with cholesterol can have that, because it's very healthy. And for some reason, I don't like the
Uh,
taste of it. But
I
some
never
version
had,
of it,
haven't heard of this.
it has karkadak marina, like pregnant
Okay.
females, they have it. It's really healthy for them. And in the rainy season, it's really healthy to not
Mm-hmm.
fall sick and all that.
Uh-huh.
This is the stuff. Like there are a lot of people who don't even know about it. So
Yeah.
our initial motive was to bring these things which people don't know, which is like
Mm-hmm.
there in the backdrop of Kerala tradition and culture, which
Mm-hmm.
not much people are aware of, or like the people who are aware are not, they don't have the access to it. So we wanted to
Mm-hmm.
bring those things, like if you speak to our parents, they tell these stories of walking to school for a lot of kilometers, and in that during that walk, they have all these teen mithai,
Ah.
Kalchatti, Palkatti, like a lot of different stuff. And if you ask a child in like forget first standard, you ask a child in 12th standard right now, like what Palkatti is, they might not even know what it is.
True,
They
true.
literally have no clue. Like right now, you don't have a clue of what
I have no
Marundu is.
idea. Like,
It's very
in
it's
blank.
very famous. Yeah. So there are a lot of these traditions, traditional. I wouldn't say food, like medicinal stuff of Kerala,
True.
like all these. What is that thing called? Chamandi podi.
Ha ha
Like
ha ha.
basically,
My
for us, it's
favorite. Like,
just powdered
I think
chutney.
all
Like, do
throughout
you
this
know what
podcast,
goes
I'm
in?
gonna be like, wow, reminiscing. Like, oh, these are all yummy foods.
Exactly. Like you name it and you want to eat it, but you don't know where to get it or how
Or
to make it.
what
So
goes
that
into it.
is exactly. So that's where we want to come in, like
Mm.
Kalchatti, like to get all those things to you, like either the final products or the ingredients that goes into it. Like whatever we can help to bring back these traditional foods, because it's not just because we want to bring that Keralite, that original stories back. It's also because those are healthy stuff which we are
Yeah,
not
yeah.
aware of, like in this time of adulterated, all these what do you say,
Processed.
protein food and all that stuff that is there. Like we have all these traditional things which people have. Like, have you had this rice which is not processed, like from the farmer's land when you get it,
I've
the husk
heard that
on
my
it?
Mosi wanted, like, had it once upon a time. Like, what would you call that? Kutti or something. Nelle
Ah,
kutti. Like, it's
kuttari,
really red
kuttari.
and full of fiber, but you hardly
It's
get that
kuttari.
nowadays.
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
called kuttari. You don't do
yeah.
anything. You don't do any processing. You just get those like നെല്ല് എടുത്തിട്ട്
Mm-hmm.
ഒരലുണ്ട്, അതിനകത്ത് ഇടിച്ച് you get those husk removed, and that's it.
Yeah.
You have that raw. Like you just like you do that. I don't know. Like it's called patel in Malayalam. I don't know. Yeah, you do that tick tick thing so that the dust goes
Everything falls
out.
off. Yeah. Chaff comes
Exactly.
off. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it all gets off, and like have those rice, and that's like a reddish brown in color. But the ones you get in store, the only red color you see is in that matta area where there are red lines, just for name's sake. There is some husk
yeah. Correct,
on it.
correct. Plus, if
But
you wash it
that
like 3 or 4 times, it becomes white.
even that goes off, because a lot of people have told, like, the rice's main elements, and it's all this, the goodness of it is in the water, which we just drain it off
Correct.
and have it. Like, people don't use that. Like, tell me, like, if you have that, people use that water on your hair. It's really good for your hair. People use that for boil sari kindangile. You dry them in that so that it
Yeah,
becomes crisp. There are
yeah.
multiple uses of it, which literally none of us know. And
Nobody
nowadays we
knows.
have this rice cooker where you pour water, rice, and you get the boiled rice. There's no water also in that, like, for you to use. So all
Mm-hmm.
these traditions and stuff, like, to be honest, like the rice part, even I didn't know much. I was not very familiar because I was brought up in Bahrain. So the
Mm-hmm.
traditional things and all that, the terminologies and all, I was not aware of it. But
Mm-hmm.
once I got married, like my husband's family, they have a background of farming. And before, it used to be for like they used to sell it and all that. But nowadays, like in the current time, like they don't sell it, they just stock it for themselves and have it. Like, after coming here is when I had that rice. And you should not even have it in its dried form. You should have it as the kanji. Like kuttari kanji is
Yeah.
very famous. You have that chutney, that chemin chamandi or the chamandi podi
Mm.
with you, and it is bliss. You have no idea.
I
God,
mean, for
I
every
mean,
time you
like,
make me mouth water, I'm gonna be
that
like
is
Maya.
literally that is literally our aim. Like, we are still, like, our website is still developing. We are bringing in more products and stuff. So our aim is that, like, the viewer should be drooling from the time
Mm.
he sees the website, and by the time he reaches, he should be drooling. That is our motive. And if he drools, we've won. Like, whether he orders or not, no, we've brought back those memories. We've brought in those taste essence in his mouth. We are happy with that, because those are things which not many people are aware of. Like, like there are, do you know there are like my cousin, he was in Delhi, and he had
Mhm.
friends in Delhi who actually who are not non-Keralites, and they ordered the pickle. They're like, we want to try this out. Like, what is this shit, man? Like, you guys are talking so much about. And it's
Mhm.
not just Indians or Keralites alone. Like did my masters in Spain. So when I was staying there, like I had this a friend of mine who was a Canadian, and me and the rest of the my group, like four of us girls, we
Mhm.
brought all these masalas from back home. We were like
We
three
are
Indians
probably
and one
only.
Bangladeshi. And when he came home, he saw all these masalas. He became high, dude. He was high on chili powder. He was high on chili powder that he called up his mom and showed her. He's like, "Mom, did you see this shit? Look at this. This is dope." And we were just staring at him like, "Dude,
This
what
is
is wrong?
chili
Is
powder.
this chili powder?" I mean, we don't know the value of it, man. Like seriously, there are a lot of things which we don't really give any value, but like it's actually very priceless stuff. Like India, known for land of spices and all that. It's not simply that they say that. If you go to the Western countries, the flavor, the smell, God, you have no idea. Because I've been there, I've had these
Mhm.
foods which don't have these masalas, and you can
It's
really
so bland.
differentiate the difference. I like
Mhm.
the scene in that Queen movie reminds me of like gets reminded, like, where she takes the pizza and she's like chili powder, the other powder, and the guy's like, why did you just torture the pizza, man? But that's how
For
we
them,
eat.
they are
Like,
used to eating bland. And I
yeah,
think
exactly.
what I got reminded of, there was this when coronavirus came up and everyone was like sharing videos on how to increase your immunity. There was this one video that kept coming up. A doctor, I think he's some South Indian doctor, and he's like, all you need to do is have chukka kapi and keep
Exactly.
your keep your your throat and your nose clear all the time by having things that we used to have since bachpan se.
Long time, exactly.
So
But
I was like, nobody
that's why
knows
we're
about
all going
these.
back to the olden traditions, like to keep ourselves healthy. Like from there, we've been running, to modernism, modern life, and everything. And when all health fell out, like we just ran back to the traditions. That's how it's happening. Like they're talking about having garlic, which if you see most of our Kerala dishes, I haven't had all of national dishes. Like in the Kerala dishes, almost everything has ginger, garlic,
Yeah,
pepper. Like these are the things that they are asking us to have so that we boost our
keep
immunity, which are the things that is always there in our food, which we don't give a shit about. We're like, yeah, it's just normal. They're just asking us to have normal food, nothing special. They're like, yeah, have ginger, have garlic, have, yeah, we have this always. Like, what's new? Like anything else? Like, no, you're good. You're all right. You'll survive Corona.
true.
That's the
So,
situation.
so
Yeah.
on this entire idea, like I understood now the background that the entire family like wanted to make sure that others also have access to this via Kalchatti.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
So, like, did you spend time 1 year researching on how to do this right, or how long did you do
Uh,
research?
like to be honest, the research part was from my like from my husband's side, because I'm a person who is like, if you say this is business, like I'm nowhere near like business, stock market, accounting. It's like over my head, and I don't know shit about it. And my cousin, like he knows something here and there about it. That's it. So the moment we were like, okay, we should get into the, we should make this something solid. We need to get into depths about it. And we, like both of us, we just looked at each other like, yeah, we should call Arjun, because initially it was just the two of us, and we were just trying to figure it out, and we were like, dude, no, this shit is not gonna work, because Arjun, he has a MBA background, and he's into all these stock marketing and all that stuff. So I thought, okay, he has more sense about it. And that guy, you give him something, he'll just research it from top to bottom and he'll bring in everything. So he's the one who helped us with the business part of it. We bring in the color and the ingredients and the vibe and stuff. He brought in the business part, and we three were like this fit. And like, my I was the creative head. My cousin, he was the retail marketing person, more of, and my husband was the accounting and business strategy side, the business model and all that stuff. So like we three were a proper fit, and the three of us, we were like, okay, let's get started with this and see how it goes, because we're just giving it a try, because all three of us, we have our own professions. Like my cousin,
Oh.
he's working in Delhi. My husband, he's working in Bangalore. I have my own work. So we thought, okay, let's just start it up, and who knows, like maybe like 5 years later, when we want to come and settle down in Kerala, we might have a business of our own, so that we don't have to look for other jobs or something. And we're like,
Sure,
okay, let's
sure.
just give it a shot. So that's how we went forward with it. And the most supportive people were our parents only, because they are the suppliers. Actually, my mom's like, if you guys don't start this soon, I'm just gonna pack my bags and leave. So you'll have no Kalchatti with you. Like, yeah, that's true. That's how we like. That's the push that we got. Like, okay,
Okay.
our supplier is telling us she won't provide us with stuff if we don't start soon. So we've got to start soon. So that's
Mm.
how it took wings, and yeah, going great. All right.
Nice. So, did you have orders already in place?
Like when this talk came up, because there were a few people who said that they want few things like these, so we were like, okay, why don't we provide them, for a price, because we have
Mm.
access to it. Like, because the chili powder you get, I'm not sure how they process it and all that, but how we use it, like my mom, actually, she's been using these ingredients for the past, I guess, at least 3 to 4 years. What she does is like be chili, pepper, ginger, then what is it, turmeric, all these. Like my aunt and my mom, what they do is they get the raw materials, they dry it
Mhm.
in the sun, they give it to the
Mhm.
mill, and they get it processed from there, and
Mhm.
that's like the final product. So you don't have
Okay.
anything else getting added to it. So
True.
now we are used to that taste. So we have something else, like we find it,
Mhm.
we are like, okay, there's something wrong in it. So when we told that idea to other people, like they were also interested. Okay, so if you're getting such a raw material without any what do you say? What do you call that?
Adulteration.
Adulteration or anything. So you're like, okay, that's better. Like maybe 10 rupees, 20 rupees extra, we're fine with that. They are okay with paying that if they're getting really good. Like they know that, like they know
Mhm.
us, so they know that we won't be doing any other stuff. So you'll get a good material. We're like, okay,
That's
all
right.
right. That's how we started off, and we have a few friends of my husband's. They are from the north, so those guys, they also wanted all these materials. So we were like, okay, we were ready to provide. Like those are things my husband used to bring to them for free. Now he's
Mhm.
getting paid for that. We're like, why not just
That's
ask them to pay for it? We're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, cool.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's how you build the network. That's really great.
yeah.
What about like have you in your research or have you met across competitors in in this area? I think this is very authentic to
It
Kerala.
is. Yeah,
Not seen
because
anything like this.
actually, like the 1 year back when we started off with this topic, I didn't find many such of this kind. People,
Mhm.
they had pickles, they had all these powders, then chili powder, turmeric powder, and all those powders, but nothing that says, like, it's authentic, or it's, processed after you
Original.
guys give us the order and all that. But honestly, recently during this Corona time, I've actually found at least 4 to 5 brand new companies, mainly on Instagram, who've been
Okay.
showcasing these pickles and all, because people are going out of jobs, so they're trying to figure out something, like, all these cottage industries. Mostly
Mm-hmm.
cakes started. Cakes were the main highlight of cottage industries. Then after that, next was pickles. So
Oh.
that took off. So, like, we've been seeing a lot of these cultures more often. So I would say our competitors' numbers are increasing,
Mm-hmm.
and they're on in their each locality, and we are trying to be pan India, little by little. So right now we have Kerala and Kerala tradition and Kerala food in mind, but hopefully in 5 to 10 years it'll go, national level for each state, so on, something like that. Not sure.
Nice,
We
but
just
I
have
think.
all these ideas first.
Mhm. But I think having competitors helps in this case because
Very much, very much.
like people get used to ordering
Yeah,
original food and then
yeah,
like okay, let's try this out, let's try this out. That's
exactly,
really nice
exactly. Like
because
they
nobody's
have
used to getting good food.
like, no, the people are used to getting good food and bad food, just that they don't know how to differentiate between the two, like which is
True.
better. Like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you stock it because of the taste, but most of the time it doesn't work. Sometimes you can't even tell the difference. But when there's this authentic source which you can actually go to, which is really good, why
Mm-hmm.
not try that out? But initially, when we started off with this, mostly we were looking into all these very well-known Kerala brands and stuff, to see how their marketing strategies are, like what strategies they use to get their products sold, what are their highlights, how do they put the layouts and stuff. Like me being on the creative side, I was looking into the websites more, like what all needs to be put out there for the people to know, what all are not necessary, like what all are unnecessary information. Like we don't want our website to be filled with a lot of information that, like, I don't want to know this. Like, okay, if you don't want, like, let's just take that off. So that's one way of doing our market stuff. research and stuff. And then my husband, I told you, right, like he's in the business part, so he was more with the like which all products can sell more, like what all other products that is more into like people, what all products are people more interested in buying, what are the products which people are not much aware of and which we can bring into the limelight, and all that stuff. That was our basic market research, I would say.
So, regarding the medicine part, like I just remembered when you mentioned that the medicine works for cholesterol, and you have a version of it without oil.
Yeah.
I think there is a lot of awareness also that you're creating with platforms like this, because people are like, if you notice the trend in most Indian families, and I don't know, Malu families maybe, after 50 you expect your parents to end up having BP, cholesterol, sugar, everything.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
because of the way we're not aware about what is how this particular food is harming your body. Or because,
Yeah.
like, earlier, if we have tapioca in the
Mm.
morning, the person would actually go out and have, they would actually cultivate, use the what do you call this, kalakya.
Oh yeah.
All of that would
They
actually, all
plow
the
the land
carbs
and
would,
all that. Yeah.
yeah, all of the carbs would actually, input is equal to output. You work out a lot
They
more.
work for that
Currently, they don't.
energy.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So it, and then that ends up being, harmful to you. So I think I kept reading these stories that you put up about parampuri and a lot of these things. I think it's
Yeah.
also creating awareness about food, as in like what it good it does.
Yeah.
So that's really nice. I mean, who writes the stories? I've been curious.
Uh, Mostly it's my sister. Like we've been only like 3 to 4 blogs now. There's like 3, 4 of them under construction. Like we are like looking for a good time to post so that it's not too much overload. Like our Instagram is currently at a halt. Like we just want to figure out how to put it, because again, as I said, like we have been doing these research on how it will be the maximum impact. Like
Mhm,
how should we portray it so that the impact is really high for us.
mhm,
So we went with this color coordination. So when that's one thing. Some Another research outcome that happened was that there are a lot of these companies which have these Instagram posts where they only put the product post. So if you look
mhm,
at those Instagram pages, they don't have much followers, they don't have much likes or anything, because
mhm,
people are like, huh, they are selling these stuff, all right, that's it, what next? But
mhm,
if when you pass on awareness, because that is our initial motto, to bring in all these olden traditions and food and all these variety that we have, which people are
mhm,
not aware of. So I thought, why
mhm,
not, why just portray our products alone, why not give them more information? So one thing that came into my head was our literature. So I
mhm.
had these Kunyundi Marshoda like poems and all that. I had all these tongue twisters and these Kadangadagal and all that. But
I participated, I think,
yeah,
in
you
playlist
did, you
group.
did. Because but the sad part of that is like the non Malayali community, they won't be able to catch hold of the essence of it. Like they might be able to understand some part of it, but not the true essence of it. So we're trying to do something that would get both the teams involved, and then we want to give our introduction properly, like so that they understand like what are we here for, like what is our motto, what do we want to do for the community, for the Malayali community in large scale, but for the others also to bring, because when you say Kerala, we have all these Elakkai and all those spices are what we are famous for, pepper and stuff, which a lot of North Indians, they don't know. Like I actually I don't like this term of North Indian, South Indian. We just all Indians. Like non-Keralites don't know, I would say. So these guys, like they don't know much about the food and stuff. But all the people who are non-Keralites who I have helped with this service, they have really good comments about the food. They're like, dude, it's really nice. Like, how do you do this? Like, how do you make this? And there are a lot of inquiries, and I'm really glad that they liked it. So there are these adventurous people who are not much into spicy food, but they want to try the spicy food. So they have these pickles and stuff, and they're like, "Man, that was really hot." And I drank like 3, 4 glasses of milk after that. I was like, "That is also an adventure, man! Like, congrats! Like, good for you." So like you give a different experience, like not just like the typical things that they are Kerala is known for. You get these backdrop stuff because as I said, like the karkadam, it's something that pregnant women can eat for their
Mhm,
betterment, for their health, even for the baby's benefit, because the mothers were like breastfeeding it, the all the vitamins and all the minerals that's going through the food that goes to the baby also. So it's not something that is only for the Malayali girls. It's
Right.
something that
Obviously,
we can give it up to all the people, like not Indians alone, like all throughout
everyone.
the world.
Yeah.
So if we bring such cultures, like how yoga has been taken into the international level, we have all these traditional food, not just of Kerala, almost all the states they have their authentic stuff, which they a lot of people still cater to, but not
Mm-hmm.
everyone is aware of. So if we
Mm-hmm.
get a chance to bring out all these information to the people and make life better, why not? Why not do it?
Absolutely. I mean, eventually we are what we eat. So
Exactly. Eat healthy, stay healthy, be healthy, just have a smile on your face, and life's good, man.
true. I think storytelling does a great job. I mean, whoever thought about that idea, via stories, you were able to connect to a lot of people and telling the original stories, like what actually, why did monsoon, like Karkada Marno, how did that actually begin? If you get the stories right from the people, like, I don't know, maybe have a video about it, that would be awesome. Like, people hardly know about the traditions. And you're right. I think Calcutta people will have things that they do there. Like every state would have their own. I'm at
Yeah.
Indore, and Mala people will have their own stuff to share about. So I mean, that's really great. It's nice to know that you have so many like great future plans for the
we
one
have, we have a
culture.
lot of different workshops, like a lot of different ideas in our workshop right now, like what all stories we can put forth so that it connects to everyone and not just one community alone. And like the paramburi thing, like I don't think not everyone would connect with. Is the video still on?
No, but it's okay. Continue.
Alright. So the Parambari thing is something that people, not everyone would connect with. Maybe the Malayalis, and not just the Malayalis, entirely the ones who have had Parambari in a Tattagada will only be able to relate to this. Like I would say, like recently, like 2 3 days back, I had this trip with fellow architects to
Mm-hmm.
Wayanad, and on my way back we stopped at a shop, like which is like ചോരം ഇങ്ങനെ ഇറങ്ങി വരുമ്പം ഉള്ള ഒരു കടയാണ്. Like that's one place where everyone stops, and that is
Mm-hmm.
famous because of which these guys stopped there. But not
Mm-hmm.
everyone knows about one special dish that is there, paramburi and beef combination. Like
Really?
even,
I've not tried
yeah,
that.
I was
Oh,
like the first time I heard about it, I was like, okay, this is not like what is this stuff? It's not. It doesn't sound sane. Like parambari is
sweet.
a sweet snack, and beef is like some spicy curry that you have with the porota and appam and all that. Like, dude, what the hell is the
Yeah.
combination? And my sister is the one who told me about it, and I was like, okay, all right, maybe next time. And then
Mm-hmm.
me and my cousins, we had a trip to Wayanad, and on the way back, they bought it, and I was actually just staring at them. Like I just wanted to see all of their facial expression when they eat it and see how it is. And all of them enjoyed it. I was like, okay, why not try it? And dude, you got to try it. Like
Yeah.
really soft and sweet parmesan and spicy beef is like it's bliss. And
Okay.
when me and my fellow architects we stopped over there, everyone they're like chai paripora.
Mm-hmm.
That was the
Mm-hmm.
combination with most of the
Yeah.
people. Like
Yeah.
I almost entered last. So when I entered, like
Mm-hmm.
all I could see is chai and parambari in their hand. And I was wondering, like, why isn't no one buying this? It's supposed to be famous. Like no one's opting for this. And I just looked at the guy, and he has seen me multiple times because after that we've been there a lot of times. It's that good. And I was like, chata parambari and beef. Like
Mm-hmm.
first, a few people turned and looked, seeing like what the hell is she ordering. And then when the order came to my table, the sirs and all they started looking at my table, and they're like parambari and beef. I was like, yeah, you guys never had. They're like, no. They're like, give it a try. And I took it and kept it on their table, and they had it, and then they really enjoyed it. Like a few of them, they were a bit skeptical, like should I not? But once they
Mm-hmm.
had it, they really enjoyed it. So there are these amazing combinations of food that not most of us know
Mm-hmm.
about, or when we hear it we'll just be like, okay, what are you talking about? But we are reluctant to try it out. But once you get the taste of it, once you get the hang of it,
Mm-hmm.
you'll never go back to all these processed packaged
Definitely
foods and
try
all,
this.
all those stuff. You should. And you can
Definitely.
make it at home also. If you have really soft
Yeah.
and rye banana, make parambari from it.
Mm-hmm.
Beef, really spice it up with all the
Mm.
masalas and everything. Really good combination. It's like people
Should have.
who like orange taste, the hot and spicy, like sweet and spicy, the orange taste.
Mm-hmm. There
The
are
ones who like
like
that, they will really like. Yeah.
that's nice.
Like there are people who ask me like that's sweet and that's spicy. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but it's nice. And the same me was like I was skeptical about having the beef and parmesan. who actually I like the orange, and I was doubtful about this, but when I had that, it was really good. So that's what we want to bring in. We want to bring in all these different combinations, different foods, different taste, and different health tips and things, and the culture back to all these crowd, who are like now mostly into Instagram. Facebook has a bit, yeah, I guess it's died down a bit, but we still have it. We're still available on Facebook also, because there are these elderly crowds who are not on Instagram. It's like the crowds are also
True.
divided. Like our
Yeah,
parents'
yeah,
generations are in Facebook more, and our generation is in Instagram. So we have to be in all levels to meet with
yeah.
all these people. So when we put these stories about all these olden stories and chai kada and everything, our parents related to that a lot. But when you talk about the younger generation, they don't do much, but they can imagine. They can still imagine how the impact is and all. So yeah, that's how we've been working on.
Nice, nice. So, like so far in the entire journey of, I think it's been 1 year.
1.5, more than 1.5 years.
1.5. Okay. Like, what would you classify as a challenge? Like, this was really hard to get over or overcome, or did
I
you
would
figure out
say
on the way?
the most challenging was for us to actually start this thing, because each of us were busy with our own professions. So to like literally make time and sit, like it's easy to just give ideas, like how we'll do this, how we'll do that, but to actually sit and make it possible is not easy. So for us three to come together and sit and we're like, we are going to do this now today, like we're going to be start sending out stuff. That was really challenging, because all three of us in different parts of the world, it was pretty hard to get all of us together and to discuss all these things. But once we got over that, the next was packaging and transportation, how we plan to sell it off. Initially we thought Amazon. That is also that's still there in our list. And then we have this the ones who are not really urgent products, like the masalas and all. They're not really urgent, like you can reach the person in 15 days and still be good quality, and it stays for like half a year. That's another thing. Like the I've noticed that the packaged masalas that we get, it doesn't last long, like especially in
True,
the
six,
rainy
3 months,
season.
6 months. Hmm.
Mostly what happens is fungus and everything, and the thing is gone. But actually, I would say I was the guinea pig for that realization, because what happened was, when me and dad we were in Bahrain, my mom, when I came, she sent me all these masalas. So I didn't come back much often. Like me and dad don't come back much often. So what happened? Like she gave like one kg of each of them.
Mhm.
My dad, I guess 2 weeks back, like a week back only, he went back to Bahrain. He's still using that. It's been over a year now. Still not bad.
Nice.
Like
Mm-hmm.
so, like I mean, it's sunny there. There's winter there. It's really cold, more cold than how it's in Kerala. But still, the products are
It's still good.
intact. So that's what gives us confidence. Yeah, like if we sell this would stay. Like at
Mm.
least for a year, it's definitely gonna stay. So we are confident in our products more now. Like nowadays, like after I've been talking to my mom about this, now she's also been experimenting. Like before, she used to pickle stuff and she used to put it in the fridge, and she knows that
Mm.
in the fridge it'll stay longer. Now what she's
Mm.
doing, like she pickles stuff and she keeps one bottle outside and another
Mm.
bottle in the fridge. So she's like
Nice.
trying and testing, like
To
how long
experiment.
this would last, how long that would last. So
Mm.
before, what happened was, when you pickle, they say that you're not even supposed to use water even a bit, because
Mm.
that would ruin the pickle. But before, my mom, she doesn't bother much. Like it's dried, it's dried. If not, okay, it's okay. It's just for us. So she used to just
Mm.
pickle it off. But nowadays, she's like getting it dried properly to see that if it's of really good
Mm.
quality, so that we know how long this thing would stay. And she's
Mhm.
also been inventing, like apart from the three of us, she's another major part in this. And
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, if not for her, this would not actually have been possible, because her cooking is what led us to think of all these things. So I'm really grateful to her
Mhm.
also.
So, I mean, I think this conversation has happened in most of our families. Like, Mom, you make this amazing food. We got to sell this.
Yeah,
People have to eat. But it's right when you say, like, to actually go from that chai time conversation to reality, there's
yeah.
a big gap.
There's
How
a
do you do
huge gap, man. Like
it?
you
Yeah.
have no idea to like. me and my cousin, like we used to just say that. Like my mom's like, okay, why don't you guys do it seriously? Like stop just talking about it and do something about it. That's when we actually start. Like honestly, my mom is the push button for all of us. She's the one who's been pushing. Like you
Amazing.
do this. If not, I'll resign from this business. I'm like, no, 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 we're doing it. We're getting it done. It's like where, who, what? No one's asking. No one's ordering. No one's asking for things. Like you ask, you don't. Like because the moment we told her about this, she is has been a housewife for like almost 30 years. But I know for a fact that she's a person who has really good business skills. Because when I tell her
Mm-hmm.
about money or things, or when dad sends some cash and stuff, she handles it very effectively. And I'm like, you're smart. Like, why are you not doing anything on your own? So this is an
Mm-hmm.
opportunity. When she got this opportunity to be a supplier, she's been making her plans. Yeah, I'll get these people. I can get these machinery. Like I can get this space changed like that. And if I get like a couple of people to help, I can make a larger batch of stuff. Like she also started working, and I'm really glad that I've given her an opportunity. Like how she gave me an opportunity for this company, I have given her opportunity to do something for herself rather than serving us all, which she's been doing for so long. So that is something I'm really glad I could do, and I
Mm-hmm.
hope I continue to do that for some time at least. Like however
I
long
mean,
I can. Yeah.
yeah, I mean that's true. Like, I think most of our moms and they haven't gotten that chance, and I don't know what is it that has kept, like, most women, if you see, have had at least one business idea in their lifetimes, which could have been a huge hit, but they never got came to light.
Because
So.
the moment you say about it, the end of the conversation is like നിനക്ക് പ്രാന്താന്ന് അനങ്ങാണ്ട് പോയിരുന്നാട്ടെ. That is the end line of it. Like it's a lot of hard work. What do you think you will do? Like you think you can work with this? Like you have a family to look after. Like how do you think you're gonna manage and all? Those are the lines, and they just get dabafied under all those words, and they're like, all right, maybe I can't do it. Let it be. But nowadays it's not like that. Like those moms are the ones who are supporting the girl childs to to get into
Mhm.
business and have a career and all. Like my mom, she was like, after you get out of your college, make sure you have a job, like stand on your own legs, and then get into the next thing. Like, and she's been giving me an inspiration, and I can see that there are a lot of other mothers like who have not been able to bring out their true talent and what they can do, but
Mhm.
they are supporting their daughters as much as they can. Like I didn't get an opportunity, but you have it. That's really they are really much very much worthy of salutation, like more than us. Like we are juggling with this, but those guys, they had an opportunity but they couldn't do it, and they are supporting us. I mean, they can also say like, you have a family to handle, you shouldn't be doing this, just look after your family and just sit at home. But instead they're like, no, go for it, we are here to support you, and that means a lot.
True, true. I mean, I think besides the family care, I think, do you find anything else that could be an hesitation, like as a roadblock for women to start a business, given at least in our generation? Is there anything that's stopping more women to actually
Or
start?
basically, if you look into each and every nit, will have something or the other that's gonna stop you from doing it or like from pursuing it. It's all about the mentality. Like, okay, this is there, but I'll keep moving forward. That is also there. I'll keep moving forward. Like I'm married right now. I can say like I have this job. Just look at the job. I look at my husband, and I'll just keep moving forward. But no, I want to do this thing also. And I'm like, okay. I mean, I have a profession of my own. Here, people are not like women are not able to do one profession for themselves. I'm doing two. I mean, what more? Like, I don't have anything to call roadblock. I have a very supportive family. The husband is
Mhm.
one of the person in this thing, and I would say like, you just need the willpower to do it. Like that, to feel that, I can do it, and that's it.
Mhm.
Whoever stops,
Mhm.
like whatever issues come, like there are a lot of things that could, like, be it family, be it your job, be it your like thinking about the future, planning and all that stuff. Like there are a lot of things that could stop me from going further. But I'm like, okay, that will come in future, but and when the time comes, I will take care of it. But right now, I want to do this. I will do this till as long as I can. Rest is up to, like, no one expected coronavirus to come and all of this business situations to change, but it happened.
Mhm.
People survived. If
Mhm.
something else would happen in my life, I would still survive.
Mm-hmm.
That's my motto right now. It's okay. Like shit happens, you just move forward.
True. So, like, I think you're starting a business on, I mean, your architecture firm as well. Is that
Yeah.
already in place, or
Yeah.
you yet to?
What happened was like I've been here, like I've been actually working in Bahrain since 2019. But last March I came down to India, and since then I've been here only. And I've been wanting to, like, I've been divided. Like, should I head back or no? Should I stay here? Because my husband's also here, my family's also here, but my dad's all alone over there. So I was divided, like,
Mm-hmm.
what should I do? So I thought, like, why not just start with my own firm and start freelance works? And if it
Mm-hmm.
works out, let me set up my own firm. So I actually contacted a friend of mine, asking her, like, do you know anyone who's willing to give work and all? And she brought me in touch with another person, and the three of us, we got together. Like, she wanted to do freelance, I wanted to do freelance, but both of us were hesitant to start something of our own. So we thought, okay, you're also for two, I'm also for two. Let's get together and do something. Maybe it'll work. So we have this third guy who's been working in my region for some time. So we thought, okay, we have another person who knows about the market and stuff. So he brings his experience, we bring our skills, and that's how we joined. And like we've been getting a few works, like not too bad. So,
Mm-hmm.
like, I had given myself an ultimatum, like by next year mid, if this works out pretty well, if I have like at least two projects in my hand at a time, I'm gonna go forward with this. If not, I'll head back to Bahrain. But still, Kalchatti would keep going because my husband and my cousin are here. I'm only
Mm-hmm.
the creative head, so I just bring in ideas and how the website should look, how cute it should look, what all elements, how it can be eye catching and all that. That is my part. You sell the product, you make the product. That's on you. Like, I don't want to get into the business thing. It's still above my head. Like my husband, he said, dude, like the market is like this. You have to concentrate in this area, these products. I'll just stare at it and I'm like, uh huh,
Really?
okay. But recently I've been, like, since he's been speaking a lot about it, I've been able to gather a few things. Like, if not, I wouldn't be able to talk to you about, like, the moment you told me about this, the first thing I was like, okay, if she asks me questions about culture tea, will I be able to answer it? That was my first question. Then my husband, he started asking me questions like, what did you do? How did this happen? Like, all the questions that you said, like, would might be the thread. So he started asking me all these questions, and I had answers. They're like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not dumb in business. I know something. You're like, okay, this is going well. All right, maybe not so obvious about it, but yeah, it
So,
works.
did he have any guidance to, like, has he had a business before this?
No, he's been working in different companies. That's it. Like, but as I said, his profession right now is something that requires a lot of market research and stuff. So when
Mm.
this was put forth,
Came
it was
handy.
his forte. So he was like on and about, and like I told him about this, and like the next day he made me and my cousin sit and he's like this. I'm like, when did you get time to research all this? We've been talking about this for like past 2 months. We didn't know shit. He's like, you need to look at the right places. I'm like, okay. Like, there are all these, there are a lot of, I would say, apps and online portals where you can go and you can actually find out. Like, Google had this thing where if you search for a product, you will see which area has the concentration of where the product has been ordered from. I didn't know that
Mm-hmm.
existed. Like,
Okay, neither did I.
yeah. I was like, I want to know where Kalimaka is ordered most. He typed something in. He's like, okay, these many orders, like in Google, these many times the word Kalamakai achar has been typed, and that is from this
Mm-hmm.
region. And I didn't know that
Oh.
we could do that. So there are a
Mm-hmm.
lot of these algorithms that we can make use of. Like, life is actually easier if we know shit. Like, we're just struggling for no reason. Like, there are a lot of apps and algorithms which help make all these things easier. We just need to dive in a bit deeper and find out all the stuff. And like, you can
Mm-hmm.
do a good job. It's not like right now I had him on the side, but maybe if he was not there in the picture, some way or the other I would have figured something out. But because he was there, he helped me out with these apps. It just became a little easier. So what I'm saying is, like, it's
Mm-hmm.
not impossible to do it. It's just
Absolutely.
sometimes it takes time, sometimes it takes a bit more of effort, but it's
Mm-hmm.
achievable. Like, about the roadblocks that you asked, it's not
Mm-hmm.
undoable. Like, you can get it done. Like maybe it depends on your scenario that you're in, the time you're taking for it, the amount of interest you're putting into it, all those. Yeah.
Mm, nice. So one last question. Why the name Kalchatti? I mean,
Ah.
it's obvious for us, but for the other, but still, you might have a story behind that.
Culture tea, like what happened was like we were trying to figure out, what to put the name. First, like it was the three of us, like Maya, Arjun, and Jitin. So we had AMJ products. But that was like very cliche college or school
Thank you for
school
not
kids
calling
move.
it.
And like, okay, should we? No, we shouldn't. Let's just forget that. And then we had a lot of other. We had the trio. We had some. Initially, we thought of chips. We had what was the name? We had a torti. We had like Torah's chips, something like that. We had a lot of different names. I was like, I don't want to do chips. I want to do authentic pickles and all these stuff. And then we were like, okay, what do we do? Like, let's think of all these utensils, like traditional utensils that's there. So apparently, chini chatti was taken. Like Bharani was very common, and like you need to get all these the websites also
Correct, correct.
apt for
Domains,
this.
yeah.
Domains are not always available. A lot of them were taken. So I saw culture tea and I was like, this seems interesting. And then I started researching, what it is, and apparently that is a chatti, like the normal, like you have the mud pot, you have this stone pot, culture tea, in which pickles are actually kept. And you know why amikal is used?
No,
Amikal.
it just does it
Uh,
really well. Does its job
yeah.
really well.
Yeah. Basically, it has that shape and has that rolling thing. But what people do is like before you start using it for the food, the main food stuff, you put a lot of ingredients. You put uluva, pinna kadagu, uppu, neyi, venna, ellanna.
Oh,
You put all these items and you grind it first so that
oh,
all the dust from the all the what do
stone.
you call from the stone goes off, and in the pores all these materials settle down, so that you get
Mm.
the benefits of those products also each time you make chutney with it. Like you have a little of
Oh.
all those products essence getting in. So when you make pickle, it's the same thing. Like you have all these, like you put that elena and all that, some melton and all that, and when you make put
Mm.
pickle, you put it in that. I wouldn't say ferment. Like when it stays longer, when pickle stays longer in that, it gets a better taste. Like how you say, Barani little our taste
Mm.
culture tea has the thing for pickles and stuff. So I
Nice,
thought
nice.
like that's apt. My husband was like, we're not only selling only pickle. I was like, we can't do pickle, like we can't do culture tea Bharani. We can't put like 5 6 utensils name at a time for each product that we are selling. Like you
Mm.
need ginger tea, you will need Bharani, you need culture tea. You can't put all that together. So we're like, okay, we'll pick out one name which is not too famous. Like not many people know what culture tea is. So that is another piece of information that we could
Nice.
give across. Like there's something
True,
called
true.
culture tea that is actually a product and it's not something that we invented. Like but honestly at a point it actually became a joke for us because we were like കൽച്ചട്ടി ചെയ്ത് ചെയ്ത് നമ്മൾ മറ്റേ പിച്ചച്ചട്ടി എടുക്കേണ്ട അവസ്ഥ ഉണ്ടാവുന്നുള്ള we had that tagline like dude, like we're not doing anything, we might end up taking pichachatti. I was like, okay, it rhymes, but let's hope that it doesn't happen. We shouldn't jinx it and all
No,
that.
no, no. Not at
Yeah.
all. I mean,
Yeah.
I would not even ask, like, don't even think about quitting this because the amount of awareness that you're creating and the stories that you're bringing from Kerala to everybody, and when you, expand to other states, this is very
Mhm.
crucial nowadays because people are having so much information about like French Revolution and whatnot. We study about those things, but we never study
Yeah.
about these things.
No,
So
we don't. We don't know our
keep going
roots.
at
That is
this.
the main
Yeah.
problem. We don't know our roots. Like you have a headache, you have things in eye where you have a lot of medicinal stuff. Like you have throat pain. Do you know that when you have throat pain, you take honey and then you crush
Jalika. Okay.
pepper. You crush pepper, not the pepper powder. You take
Mm-hmm.
pepper, you just
Whole.
like put it in the mixie and then just crush it a little bit. You add it in the thing and then you have it. Your throat will be like super. That's like something similar to having chukkapi. It has
Mm.
jaggery and kurumalak body like pepper powder, but in this it's honey and pepper. So we have all these medicinal stuff in our kitchen we're not aware of. That is very very sad. Like, but once we get back to our roots, we have a lot of information, and we're like, okay, we have all these പൊടിക്കൈകൾ എന്നൊക്കെ പണ്ട് പറയില്ലേ അമ്മമാരൊക്കെ പറയും ഇതൊക്കെ പൊടിക്കൈകളാ. Like some curry does not have like ഉപ്പ് കൂടുതലാണ്. Boil and put it in that. It'll suck in all the salt. Like not all the salt, it'll suck in a lot of salt, so the
Yeah.
salt content reduces. If you uh, if you make fish curry, grind a little cashew and add that to it, it'll make the gravy thicker. Like there are a lot of these
Trade
kitchen
secrets.
hacks that's there. That's the thing with me. Like all these the being the creative head is it's too tedious to it. Like I have all these ideas. I have the poems. I have the karangada. I have the kitchen hacks. I have the tongue twisters. And like I don't know what to give. Like once I started researching, there's a lot of content. I'm like, what should I put first? What should I put next? Like, should I put this before that? Like it's I have, I'm sometimes I crash with content. Like I don't know what to put. I have all these contents. Like my husband's like, take your time, relax, put one by one. Like you shouldn't just just dump everything on the crowd. You should just give them time to assess it and access it and understand it so that they understand better. Like at a time, if I just put 10 posts, like people would maybe read one or two, then they're like, okay, she's just spamming my Instagram. Like I didn't want that. I'm like controlling myself. Okay, let's take our time and figure out what all we write, and then give it. Yeah. Like another thing that I've started doing a lot now is whenever I see something like recently my mom, she was making the chemmin samandi. So she was just washing the chimney and she just put in the pan. I was like, stop, stop, stop. Like, I wanted to click a picture of that. Because you never know when you get it. Like, for the product, you don't get them to make these things. So, whenever she makes it, I just make my time and I just get those images clicked so that because we don't have anyone else, we don't have another designer or another blogger or another photographer. It's just the three of us and my sister sometimes with her blogs. So, so we make do with whatever we get. And right now going on, so hopefully it will just span a little more and we'll have new people coming in with new ideas and maybe get a
Oh,
better
definitely.
work environment, new ideas, and be able to put forth a lot of new concepts out in the world which people can understand and revive from their memories and things. That's our idea.
Right. I mean, it's amazing to hear how you're managing everything together a day. You've got two firms. It's not just women-led one business. It's two businesses together. I've got a double the mark episode.
Like
So,
honestly, I've got all the support and I've got help from the people that I'm with, because without them, definitely like me alone in both of them, I would not survive. I would have literally shut shop for both of them. But I've got two helping hands in my firm, and I've got two helping hands in Kalchatti. So we're going strong. So
keep
hopefully
going
it'll
strong.
go
Like
a long way.
definitely. I hope you expand, have a lot more people on team to shoot pictures and everything. So
Thank you.
all the best. Thank you for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you, man. Thank you for this opportunity, man. Thank you.
Sure.